Greetings, everyone. My name is Lori Dorian. I am the Director of the Tangible Personal Property Department. Today, we're excited to share with you the property tax processes for businesses. Our office will provide you with an overview of what we do in the Tangible Department, the requirements that businesses have, and how our website can help you access valuable information about our records. For those of you joining us online today, we encourage you to ask questions through the chat. Let me introduce to you Kalani Cooner, who will be our speaker. He is our senior appraiser, and he'll be presenting for you today. He has over 30 years of experience as an appraiser, with 20 years specializing in real property and over 12 years in tangible property. Kalani has extensive experience assessing large manufacturing businesses in Pinellas, and additionally, he has a history of working with mining and the gas production in another state. So please welcome Kalani Cooner.
Thank you for the introduction, Lori. I appreciate it. Thank you for everybody for coming today. It's nice to see everybody. All right, let's get started. What is tangible personal property? Well, it's everything other than real property that has value as long as it is used within a business. All tangible personal property is to be reported annually per Florida Statutes 193.052. The form that everything is reported on is DR 405. That comes from the Florida Department of Revenue and applies to every single business located within Pinellas County, whether it is a small mom and pop shop all the way up to a large major industry such as manufacturing or utilities. Now, we are responsible to process the ad valorem assessment of TPP. Ad valorem just means in Latin, according to value. We maintain over 30,000 businesses within the county, and of that 30,000, 10,000 generate a tax bill. As far as the TPP taxable valuation, we are valued at over $7 billion, but we have a taxable value of $5.6 billion after exemptions are applied. You can see by the pie chart that most of our tangible accounts are due to commercial business, retail, manufacturing, food industry, etc. We do have a small percentage of 11% of home-based businesses, such as people who run salons out of their home or consulting departments. And we also have freestanding leased equipment, which is our smallest piece of the pie. Now, as far as our industries by type, if you notice on the graph and our chart, our largest taxpayer is the utilities industry, but coincidentally, they also have the smallest number of counts for the county. Our most major industry here in Pinellas County is manufacturing and retail trade, department stores, grocery stores, stuff of that nature. If you notice on the next slide, as far as some of the challenges we encounter while doing our tangible personal property is business outreach, educating the public. We go out in the field and we talk to people regarding filing their DER 405 and what needs to be reported on it. Some people have never even heard it due to tangible taxes not being in every single state in the U.S. Another challenge is valuing specialized machinery. Every year, technology advances, so we have to advance with it. The inclusion of CNC machines, lasers, different types of manufacturing. Another thing that we've been going through as far as being a challenge for us is becoming more eco-friendly and trying to be more paperless, having a more paperless environment. So that's why we encourage everybody to file their tangible tax returns using our TPP confidential at pcpao.gov email. And once you file your return with that, you will actually get a read receipt, and that will be your proof of a timely filing. I'd like to draw your attention to an example of our website. Mr. Twitty had this designed with the public in mind to make it as user-friendly and to have as much information at your fingertips. This particular account is for Publix. I'm sure everybody has gone to Publix at least once. If you notice on the left side, it shows the account number, the business name, the ownership of the business, and the site address of where it's located. It also shows the mailing addresses where we send correspondence through back and forth. Below that, we have account links. Now within here, you can access almost any part of the county as far as what is related to the business. If you would like to see a copy of your trim notice, you can click that link. If you need to look at the tax collector's website to see what your taxes are, you can click that link. We also have links to all of our info and all of our forms to be downloaded. On the left side of that, you'll notice there's a picture of the business where Publix is located and the corresponding area around it. It will show the millage code as far as what taxing authority you're in and the millage rate. And so if you ever want to estimate your taxes, multiply that by the taxable value and actually get your taxes. Move your decimal point 3 places to the left, though. You can also have an idea of what your total market value is. Your assessed value and the exemption, whether you got one or not, is listed on the site as well. We also show whether there was a filing penalty or if you filled out and requested an extension to file your DR 405. Regarding the DR 405, here's a small representation. As far as you can see, all what's included. The first page showed the DBA, the ownership, where you'd like your mail sent to, etc., as well as the second page where you can list all the items associated with your business, such as leasing, whether you got rid of anything or disposed of any machinery, whether you added any machinery. And on the form, you would need to concisely describe what the acquisition cost was, the year you got the item, and the amount you paid for said item. As far as the next, as we were discussing earlier, as far as the website, we do have a section. If you go to our website, you see a picture of our boss in the top left corner. And right below that, you see a links right underneath him. You would click on the TPP link and it would bring you to a variety of forms that you can download, print it, or you can just download it, fill it out, and send it back to us to our TPP confidential website. The first link you can notice is the TPP return DR 405. Now, the majority of our accounts use this form. They list all the assets that's located on the business and the mailing, the DBA, your FEI number, etc. This is the form that most people will download, and it comes with instructions on how to fill it out with representations of what needs to be reported. Underneath that is the TPP single business account. Now, this is for those who are Excel savvy. And if you have, let's say, a vast variety of assets, some of my manufacturing industry has hundreds, if not thousands of lines of equipment. And typically the CPAs or a CFO would download that and list all the items and just plug and play and put inside of ours. Now, as far as freestanding equipment, we do have a template for that that's available in Excel format, and that lists all of our billboards, our streets, the big, large street advertisement signs, as well as cell towers. Also, we have our TPP leasing company template. If you're a leasing company and you're leasing to individuals here in Pinellas County, you can download that as well, and you can plug your information directly into that, and we would accept that as well. If you're ever curious as far as our depreciation tables and see what is the percent good for each item, our depreciation tables, our economic life tables are available for download, so you can go over that yourself at home. You can see what the percent good of a particular item is for 1 year versus 10 years and check what the economic life of each item. Also, let's say if you're going to move out of the county, or you're changing a mailing address, or you're moving locations within the county, the next one is to report personal property changes, and that's where you would do that. To download the format, you can list every item that you would like us to change. Once you download, print that, and send it back to us, we can change it to whatever specifications you would like regarding your particular business. You can also request a filing extension, and we'll go over the dates in the next slide and check to see what the date is for. If you need more time to fill out a DR 405, if you fill this out before March 31st, we'll give you an additional 30 days. Now, as far as the return business requirements, what you would want to list and so forth, is the first year of businesses, all owners of the business must file a TPP form, a DR 405, regardless of the amount of equipment. Even if you think you fall under the $25,000 exemption, you still need to file the initial form in order to receive that exemption and be placed on a revolving basis. You need to report the assets that you physically removed for the prior year, whether it was destroyed, sold. If it was sold, we'd love to know who you sold it to and the location. You also need to report what the original cost is of said items. You need to report whether it was a leased item or even if it's an expensed item, as long as it's within a year. As far as reporting lease, loan, and rented equipment from other places, you need to describe what the year of acquisition was, how much per month you pay, and the manufacturing year of said items. You also need to report on leasehold to avoid any duplication for your account. I notice a lot of people will put security systems in leaseholds, or an example of a leasehold is, say you have a server room and you need to add extra air conditioning to keep the room cool so it doesn't overheat. That would be considered a leasehold item. You also need to report things such as decor packages for hotels or restaurants and so forth. Now, as far as the available exemptions for TPP, we do offer a wide variety, depending on what your situation would indicate. We offer a $25,000 exemption when you file a timely return with our office. And so, like I mentioned previously, if you're under the $25,000 and you file your form, you get that exemption and be placed on a revolving basis for being exempted. For those of you, a lot of people are moving solar into Pinellas County, and if there's any installed past the 2018 year date, you get an 80% exemption for that, for the solar installation, or any renewable energy exemption. You do get up to 100% institutional exemption, whether you're a religious organization or charitable organization, etc. But you need to file a form DR 504 with the property appraiser's office by March 1st in order for that to take effect. We also offer an economic development ad valorem property tax exemption, and that is filled out by March 1st as well with the Board of County Commissioners. We also do offer personal exemptions that reduce the assessed value by $5,000, whether you're a blind, disabled person, or a service-connected disabled veteran, or a widow or widower. Now, as far as filing an extension, which you can do on our website as well and download the form, here's an example of said form. Say you're running out of time and that April 1st deadline. If you file this form before by March 31st, we'll give you an additional 30 days. No matter what reason, you file this form, and then you'll get an additional 30 days to file. This is an example of what I talked about previously as far as changing your account. Say you're moving out of the county or you're moving locations because you got a cheaper lease at someplace else, or if you're just closing your business. Once you download, print out this form, send it back to us, or scan it and email it to us at that TPP confidential, then we'll make any necessary changes that you require for us. So if you want to change your mailing address, your site address, or if you close down, we would appreciate it if you let us know. You can contact us by phone or online regarding any questions for your account. I've had this happen to me on several occasions where they said that they were duplicated assets or ghost assets, equipment that's not even there that was filed on years ago. Or if a classification was filed incorrectly from their CPA or from the person filling out the return, and they want us to physically inspect the property, we'll come on and do that as well. Say if you have machinery and equipment and you didn't know that it has a smaller economic life to be CNC and you want us to inspect that to verify it, you fill out this form or contact us and we can make that happen for you. Now, as I was talking about the DR 405 previously, if you're under that $25,000 exemption and you file your DR 405 with us in a timely manner, you will receive a revolving exemption. Now, on the screen, you'll notice it's a little tiny card, and it tells you that you will not be receiving any taxes for this year because you fall underneath the $25,000 exemption. But there's a caveat to that. If you ever add more equipment where it brings you over the $25,000, you are required by law to report that and file a DR 405 with our office. But otherwise, you'll be on this exemption for as long as you stay under $25,000 and remain in the county. Now, here's a representation of what our table looks like that you are also able to download from our website. It will show the percent good of each item per classification. If you see on the left side, it shows the year of acquisition would be 2023, and the effective age would make it 1 year old. So under machinery and equipment, you would see that would, if it's 1 year old, it has 92% good, and you would be based off of that value. Now, if you want a more detailed explanation as far as the classifications of said equipment, on this next slide, you'll notice that everything is broken out per year of life, the economic life of each item, and what items fall under that category, whether it's a printing press or hospital equipment that has a 10-year life, or if it has a short life, such as a PC computer or a laptop or some sort of cable box. The life changes, and within a category, there are also subcategories. Like we brought a 9-year life for restaurant furniture and equipment, or in that same version of that category, we have fast food equipment, which is still restaurant equipment, but it depreciates fast at a 7-year life. There are some important dates to go over. I know I've been mentioning it through the whole broadcast, but January 1st is our date of assessment. That's when we send out those exempted postcards to tell you that you're underneath 25,000. We also mail out your DR 405 tax returns. As far as March 1st, that's the deadline to file an exemption for an institutional exemption, the DR 504. And whether you're religious, charitable, educational, literary, or scientific organization. If you need to file an extension regarding, if you need more time to fill out your DR 405, March 31st is for that day. April 1st is the deadline for us to receive that within a timely manner to get your exemption for tangible personal property. One of the most important forms you're going to see is your trim notice, and that we mail mid to late August, and that shows you what your estimated taxable value and your estimated taxes will be for that year. When October rolls around, that's when we certify our tax roll with the state. And as far as when November 1st rolls around, that's when you get your tax bills for the taxable value of the equipment you have located in Pinellas County. And here's our next segment for your information. You can follow us if you'd like to sign up for our newsletter, mostly geared toward homeowners, real estate professionals, business owners. You can follow us on Facebook and YouTube, and you can actually see this recording on YouTube as well. Or you can attend one of our in-person or virtual public education sessions as one we're having today. I'd like to thank everybody for coming for the Property Appraisers Public Education Series. And we do have some upcoming programs for first-time Florida home buyers, property tax exemptions, real estate professionals, events, and understanding Florida property laws. And here's something that's free that is offered by the clerk's office. It's a free monitoring service. It's completely free. You sign up for this service. So if you have say if you own land, property, anything within Pinellas County, and people are trying to file documents illegally or fraudulent documents regarding your property, either to steal it or to cause harm or ill gain, this free service will alert you in case anything comes up with your name regarding your property. And you can sign up with that at www.mypinellasclerk.org. Or you can just give them a call at 1-800-728-3858. And once again, I'd like to thank Lori and thank everybody here today. And I'd like to open up the floor to any questions if anybody is curious to have some. Thank you.